Welcome to the second episode of the Mii Maker, the interactive YouTube show aiming to populate your Plaza. Last week's mystery Mii was Tingle, giving you the hints for this week's theme. With Ocarina of Time 3D releasing at the end of the week, we're going to make 3 more Zelda-themed Miis to celebrate. Okay, starting from scratch, we'll make a new male. For the face, we'll set the colour to the second skin tone, and we'll set the style of the face to the second column of the first row, which is the sort of round look. For hair, we will set it to the 8th colour, which is the blonde colour. We'll go to page 8, and we will select the hairstyle in the first column of the first row, and we'll leave the fringe where it is. As for the eyebrows, we'll set them to the top colour, which is black, colour 1, and the style will be on page 1, it will be on the second column on the second row. Now what we're going to do is expand these twice, and then we're going to move them down 3 times, rotate them clockwise once. Moving on to the eyes, we will leave them black, we will select the style of eyes is in the first column of the second row of page 1, and we will rotate them counterclockwise 3 times, and then move them down 5 times, and then expand them twice. Moving on to the nose, we will pick the nose in the second column of the first row, we will shrink it twice and move it down 3 times. Next, onto the mouth, we will go to page 2 and choose the style on the third row of the first column. We're going to move it down twice and then shrink it twice as well. We'll set the weight to about 10% as well as the height. Click next and change his favourite colour to dark green. And we've just made Link as seen in The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker, and Link is obviously the main protagonist in the Legend of Zelda games. Okay, we're going to start from scratch and make our first ever female character in the Mii Maker. We're going to leave the colour of the skin as it is, number 1, and we're going to leave the facial style the same as well. Next, we're going to want to change the facial features, not the makeup, which is in the second tab in the middle, but facial features, which is in the right hand tab at the end. And we're going to choose the one in the third column and the third row. As for hair, we're going to make it blonde, which is colour 8, and go to page 9 and select the one which is in the third column of the third row. As for eyebrows, we'll also make them blonde, which is colour 8, and we're going to do something which is quite weird with them. First thing we're going to do is set them to the ones at the third column and the fourth row of page 1, and we're going to rotate them 3 times counterclockwise, then move them out 10 times, there we go, then expand them 4 times, and finally move them down 8 times. And we've created sort of pointy ears. We're going to go to the eyes, we're going to change the colour to the 5th colour, which is blue, and then go to page 3 and choose the eyes which are the second column and the third row. And with these, we're just going to leave them as they are, not any changes at all. Going to the nose, we will choose the style which is on the first column on the second row on page 1. We're going to move it down once and shrink it twice. Moving on to the mouth, we're going to change the colour to the third column, which is the sort of bright pink, and we will change the style to the second column of the first row on page 1. With this, we are going to shrink it twice, squash it once, and then move it down once. Moving on to the height and weight, we will set the height to around 30% and weight to 0. Click on next and change the favourite colour to white, and we have made Princess Zelda, the damsel in distress of the Legend of Zelda games. We'll start from scratch and create another male. Change the skin colour to the 6th colour, and change the facial style to the 3rd row of the 1st column. Moving into hair, we will change it to the 4th colour, and go to page 2 and choose the 2nd row of the 3rd column. Next, with the eyebrows, we'll also change them to the 4th colour, and we will change the style to the 2nd page. It is the one in the 1st column of the 4th row. What we're going to do with these is rotate them counterclockwise twice. We're going to expand them twice, and then move them down 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Moving on to the eyes, we'll change their colour to brown, which is the 3rd colour. Next, we're going to go to page 4 of the style of the eyes, and set it to the one in the 3rd column and the 3rd row. We will then rotate it counterclockwise twice, move it down once, and then move it out once. Moving on to the nose, and we will go to page 1 and set it to the one right at the very bottom left corner. It's the 4th row in the 1st column, and we'll leave it how it is. With the mouth, we are going to go to page 2 and select the one in the 1st column of the 3rd row, and what we're going to do is expand it once and then squash it twice. Give this guy a height of 100% and a weight of 90%. Click next, change his favourite colour to black, and here we have Ganondorf, the arch enemy to Link and the King of Evil. Thanks for joining us for this week's episode of the Mii Maker. Don't forget to import all of the Miis featured in this episode, including the new Mystery Mii, which will give you a hint for next week's theme.
Hi, my name is JoshJepson, but you knew that already. To add the Miis from this or any episode to your Nintendo system, either scan the QR code of the Mii with the 3DS, or go to the Check Mii Out or Mii Contest channel on the Wii. Then go to the posting plaza. Click today's top Miis and then search. Select search type and enter the number below the QR code. Search and then import. The Mii will join you when you next open your Mii channel.